we welcome you back to your fields for the umpires meeting.
And welcome to today's 4A Utah High School softball game in the first round of the 2018 state tournament. Today's first round matchup is a matchup between the Canyon View Falcons and our Spanish Fork Lady Dons. Elliot Sharp's coming to you from Don Andrews Field, home of the Lady Dons here in Spanish Fork. And we have quite a David versus Goliath matchup on us today. Coming into today's game, the Dons are 22-1, 12-0 in region play, and they have a 19-game winning streak. We just finished up our anthem, and the coaches are coming to meet at home plate. The Canyon View Falcons, on the other hand, on the other side of things, are 8-9 overall, 6-6 in region, and the Dons, as the 1 seed, are hosting these first 2 rounds of the tournament as heavy favorites, like I said a moment ago, coming in on a 19-game win streak. So it should be quite the task for the Falcons today. The Dons coming into today have been really, really impressive. They did play the Falcons at one point earlier in this season, winning that game by a score of 11-3. Although after 3 innings in that one, it was 1-0. Very close game until the Dons broke it open in the bottom of the 4th, scoring 6 runs to take a 7-2 lead, and added 4 more in the 7th to eventually finish them off 11-3. We'd like to remind you that you can tune in and watch this game on YouTube 17, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. So please feel free to tune in as we have 2 good games coming up today. If the Dons will play the winner of the game next door to us, and it should be a good one as well. But this first game is at 12. We'll have another game coming to you at 2:30 today. The coaches meeting at home plate right now. Don Andrews, the head coach of the Lady Dons for quite a long time, hence the name of the field, Don Andrews Field. And for the Canyon View side of things, the head coach is Tony Krebs. The Dons come in ranked number 1 in the state of Utah among all softball teams. 22-1 overall, as I mentioned. Number 1 in the state. Canyon View comes in ranked 46th in the state of Utah. We have a cloudy, brisk day here, and as we have a moment, we're going to go through the Canyon View Falcons starting lineup for today's game. Leading off for the Falcons will be Jordan Nielsen. Batting second, Shayla Johnson. Batting third, Taylor Bragger will round them out and play short. Camry Higgins will be playing first base and batting cleanup. Ashlyn Wheelwright will be playing left field and batting fifth. The designated player in today's game, the senior, number 15, Caitlin Lacey, will bat sixth. The junior catcher, Avery Allen, will bat 7th. The center fielder, Malia Vasi, will bat 8th. And Mackenzie Whitehair will be playing 3rd and batting 9th.
The lineup will be as follows.
And pitching in today's game for the Lady Dons will be Breely Young. Breely is having a very nice year on the mound for the Dons, and she should be a force to be reckoned with.
Batting third, number 12, Kaylee Brager, the shortstop.
Breely is definitely the best pitcher on this Spanish Fork staff, and someone that you don't want to have to mess with on the mound. On the year, she is 6-0 with a 2.04 ERA in 8 appearances. She has started 5 games and picked up those 6 wins, 1 of them coming in relief. So really an impressive year so far for Breely, and someone that the Falcons will not want to see on the mound, but they'll have to deal with her nonetheless. On the year, Breely has also been the most used pitcher for the Dons, pitching 34 1/3 innings while only allowing 11 runs and 10 earned, with a quite incredible strikeout to walk ratio for Breely on the year, with 45 strikeouts to only 3 walks allowed. So a 15-1 strikeout to walk ratio, about as good as you can do in this business, and there's a reason she's starting that first game of today's State Tournament.
Number 2, Jordan Bates.
From the defensive side of things for the Dons, their alignment for today's game, as I mentioned a moment ago, Breeley Young will be starting on the mound behind the plate. With the catching duties today will be Breeley Rudd. Playing first base for the Lady Dons will be Amanda Mitchell. Playing second base will be Aislinn Sharp. Playing third base will be Mallory Barber, and at shortstop, Gabby Beckstrom will be manning the infield. And then on the outfield, from left to right, Trinity Benson will be playing left, McKay Condi will be playing center, and Jordan Bate will be playing right field today. And it looks like we are ready to play some ball as Breeley Young has taken the mound, and the Falcons hitters are getting ready to come up to the plate. And as I mentioned a moment ago, leading off for the Falcons today will be the junior, number 5, Jordan Nielsen. Nielsen is having a nice year so far for the Falcons as a junior, and has really been a key bat for the Falcons, and she'll need to get things off strong if the Falcons are going to have much of a shot today. And we are ready to go as the first pitch is set to come here in this first round game of the Utah 4A High School State Tournament. And it is a strike, then catches the outside corner to Jordan Nielsen. Breeley Young working quickly. And that ball is fouled back to bring the count quickly to 0-2. Nice job by Breeley Young to get ahead early in the count to put Jordan Nielsen in a hole. A little bit of a pitcher versus pitchers matchup to start off this one today. And that ball is smoked to right field off the bat. And that ball is gone. See you later on an 0-2 pitch. A leadoff home run for the Canyon View Falcons. Just what they needed to start off this game. Falcons only hit 6 home runs all season, so definitely not a power team, but you couldn't have dreamed of much of a better start right there as Jordan Nielsen takes that pitch and drives it to the opposite way to give the Falcons an early 1-0 lead here, one batter into the game. The number 2 hitter, Shayla Johnson, steps in now. And Johnson swings and fouls that one back. Johnson is one of the many juniors on this Falcons team. And she swings and rips that one to left, and that will drop for a base hit. And the Falcons will have another base runner early on in this game. A nice single to left field there, as back-to-back hitters have been all over the fastball of Young so far in this one. One run already in on the homer by Nielsen. Shayla Johnson with the single to left, and that'll bring up the junior shortstop, number 12, Taylor Bragger. And that pitch is a fastball up and away to bring the count to 1-0 on Bragger. And that ball is fouled off, and that'll bring the count to 1-1. The Falcons hitters are definitely not afraid coming up to the plate today, despite having to face the ace of the Dons, a team that's only lost once all season. Coming up swinging early. And that pitch is swung on and popped up to the third baseman. And a throw back to first, and that is a double play. Shayla Johnson gets doubled off on the little fly ball. And definitely a big double play for the Dons here.
He flies out to the third baseman who doubles up the runner off first base for out number 2.
2 outs now here in the top of the first, and the junior first baseman Camry Higgins now at the plate. And Higgins swings on the rise ball and misses it. The 0-1 coming now to Higgins. And again, that rise ball being thrown upstairs, and this time Camry Higgins wanted nothing to do with that one, as that brings the count even at 1-1. The swing and a miss on the fastball brings the count to 1-2 on the junior. Really looks a lot more confident out there on the mound, working a little bit quicker after giving up back-to-back base runners. That double play really has seemed to settle her down. And a swing and a miss on the rise ball strikes her out, and that is the first strikeout of the game for Breely Young, and that will end the inning in the top of the first, but not before a little damage was done by the Falcons. 1 run on 2 hits. No runners left on base because of the double play, and as we head now to the bottom of the first, the Canyon View Falcons have a 1-0 lead with our Lady Dons coming up to the plate. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Tony Basso Auto Group, Dickerson Automotive, Lance Wilson State Farm, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Christiansen Wise, Attorneys at Law, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Well, as we head now to the bottom of the first, we would like to take a moment to go through the starting lineup for our Lady Dons today. Leading off, the senior third baseman Mallory Barber. Batting second, another senior, Gabby Beckstrom, is playing short. Jordan Bate, the right fielder, will be batting third. Breely Rudd, the junior, is cleaning up today. Aislinn Sharp batting fifth. Lindsey Smith will be the designated player, batting sixth. McKay Condi, the center fielder, will be batting seventh. Amanda Mitchell will be batting eighth. And Trinity Benson will be rounding out the lineup for today's Lady Dons.
Bottom of the first inning, number 4, Mallory Barber, the third baseman. She'll be followed by Gabby Beckstrom.
And the pitcher today for the Canyon View Falcons is Jordan Nielsen, the pitcher who helped out her own cause a minute ago on that first batter leading off the game. Hit a home run out to right field on an 0-2 pitch to give her an early lead here in the bottom of the first. And that first pitch is outside for ball 1. The senior third baseman Mallory Barber leading off for the Dons today. And that fastball drops in there for a strike to bring the count to 1-1. And that ball is slammed up the middle. Beautiful base hit by Mallory. Great piece of hitting the fastball back up the middle, and that is a lead-off base runner for the Dons here in the bottom of the first as they try to get that run back that they gave up in the top half. And with a runner on first now and nobody out in the bottom half of the first inning, the senior shortstop, Gabby Beckstrom, steps up to the plate. And she is swinging on the first pitch as well. A ground ball over to short, and everyone will be safe. That will be an infield base hit for Beckstrom. And the Lady Dons are in business here now after back-to-back hits to start off the bottom of the first. And Jordan Bate, the senior right fielder, will now step up to the plate and take ball 1 outside. The Lady Dons jumping all over Jordan Nielsen early on in this one. And that pitch catches the corner for strike 1 to bring the count even at 1-1. And another strike now to bring the count to 1-2. And that ball is hit to short, and the force play is made at second for 1 out, but the runner will advance over to third. Mallory Barber moves over to third, and on the fielder's choice, Jordan Bate reaches first base. So we now have first and third here with only 1 out. The cleanup hitter, the junior catcher, Breely Rudd at the plate now as she takes strike 1. Dons with a good chance to tie up this game after giving up 1 on the homer in the top half. Runners on the corners with only 1 out. And the runner Jordan Bates steals second, and we now have runners on second and third as a base hit will now drive in 2, likely give the Dons the lead. And that ball is slammed foul down the left field line. Breely Rudd all over that, but no harm, no foul there for the Falcons as Jordan Nielsen catches a break with the hard hit foul ball. And a pitch low in the dirt there to bring the count to 1-2. Nielsen trying to get Rudd to chase, but she was having none of it. And that pitch is swung on and popped up to the second baseman, and it is caught. There is a attempted tag, but just a bluff, and the runner will go back, and a pop fly to the second baseman there. And a nice job by Jordan Nielsen to get the second out of the inning here. The junior second baseman, Aislinn Sharp, now at the plate. 2 outs now, and a runners on second and third. And that ball is ripped down the line, and that will score 2. A double from Aislinn Sharp gives the Dons the lead, and they now lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. Big hit by Aislinn there. For Aislinn, that is her 7th double on the season. A .492 hitter coming into today's game, delivering the big hit that drives in 2 for the Dons. And a strike from Nielsen to the designated player, Lindsey Smith. And that pitch is outside to bring the count even at 1-1. Lindsey, number 13, is a junior on this Lady Dons team. And that ball is also smashed to right, and it gets by the right fielder as she comes in, and that will be a RBI triple for the Dons. And another run will come in to score. That's 3 across now in the inning for the Dons as they now lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the first. Lindsey Smith with her first triple on the season. Tough play out there by the right fielder as Claudia Riddle tried to come in and make a play on that ball, but misjudged it and let it roll by her all the way to the wall, and that allowed Aislinn Sharp to come in easily and Lindsey Smith to get all the way to third. The junior center fielder, McKay Condi, now at the plate, as Condi takes ball 1 up and away. Count 2-0 now. And Condi slams it, but a nice diving catch over there by the second baseman. What an effort by Shayla Johnson to get out of the inning, keep that runner at third, and that'll do it here for the first inning as the Lady Dons score 3 runs to take a 3-1 lead, and we'll be back here in a minute on SF-17.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
And welcome back here on SF-17 as we head to the top of the second inning. A very eventful inning offensively as the first batter of the game for the Falcons, Jordan Nielsen, hit a homer to right to score the first run for the Falcons, and then the Dons answered back with 3 of their own as we are here at Don Andrews Field in the first round of the Utah High School State Softball Tournament. The Falcons playing the Dons, and Ashlyn Wheelwright, the left fielder for the Falcons, now at the plate. And Ashlyn swings through that for strike 1.
Batter now for Canyon Hughes, Ashlyn Wheelwright.
Ashlyn is a junior for this Falcons team. And she swings and fouls that one back to bring the count to 0-2. The 0-2 coming now to Ashlyn. And that ball is swung on and fouled back. A nice healthy cut there by Wheelwright, but nothing to show for it. And Brinley Young gets the strikeout, and that is her second strikeout of the day. And the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the second as Wheelwright goes down swinging.
Brings the bat, number 15, Caitlin Lacey, designated player. He will be followed by number 1, Avery Collins.
And the batter now at the plate for the Falcons is Caitlin Lacey. Lacey, the designated player in today's game. And she takes a strike to bring the count to 0-1. And another swing on a miss brings the count to 0-2 now on Lacey, the senior designated player in today's game. And Breeley Young really seems to be settling down and getting a groove in this game now. As another swing and a miss, and that is back-to-back strikeouts to start off the top of the second. The third consecutive batter that Breeley Young has struck out. And after a leadoff home run to Jordan Nielsen and a single to Shaylee Johnson, Breeley has been absolutely in shutdown mode, getting a double play and then 3 consecutive strikeouts. And a swing and a miss by Avery Allen to bring the count to 0-1. Allen is a junior for the Falcons. And that is 0-2 as Breeley Young continues to bring the heat. Allen is the catcher for the Falcons at the plate, and she's got a tough task of not only hitting Breeley Young, but also catching this tough Dons team. And another strikeout as that one is looking, and Breeley Young strikes out the side in dominant fashion. She did not throw a single ball that inning, and what an impressive performance by Breeley Young. As a quick 1-2-3 inning, and the Dons bats will be coming right back up to the plate here in the bottom of the second. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Tony Basso Auto Group, Dickerson Automotive, Lance Wilson State Farm, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Christiansen Wise, Attorneys at Law, MVP Sports, Sporting Goods for all seasons, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Well, as we head now to the bottom of the second, the Dons will look to extend on what was already an impressive bottom of the first, scoring 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 extra base hits with a 2 RBI double and a RBI triple, bringing in the goods at the end of the bottom of the first. And the 7, 8, 9 hitters will be coming up for the Dons to start this bottom of the second inning with Amanda Mitchell, the first baseman for the Dons, leading off. Amanda is a junior for the Dons. And that fastball is up to bring the count to 1-0. Deep pass ball outside there. As Jordan Nilsson seems to be a little rattled out there on the mound. A ground ball over to third. And a nice play by the third baseman, Mackenzie Whitehair. She throws it over to Camry Higgins, the first baseman, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the second for the Falcons defense. Now batting for the Dons as it is a ground ball over to short, and it is bobbled, and that will be an error by Kaylee Brager, the Canyon View shortstop, as Trinity Benson, the left fielder for the Dons, is able to reach.
Batter now is number 4, Mallory Barber. Should be followed by number 17, Gabby Beckstrom.
And back to the leadoff hitter now for the Dons, Mallory Barber, the senior third baseman, one of the senior leaders on this team, and she got a big hit right up the middle her last time up. And she drives that one out to left center. And that ball is gone. See you later. And that is a home run for Mallory Barber. For her 8th home run of the season. And this Dons team has a lot of power as they now take a 5-1 lead here with no outs in the, with 1 out in the top of the second. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, coming on that fielder's choice. And the hitter now is Gabby Beckstrom as she takes ball 1 outside. And another pitch up and away brings the count to a 2-0. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. The Dons already having pushed 2 runs across here. And that ball is absolutely smashed. See you later. Back-to-back home runs as Gabby Beckstrom joins the home run club. And what a drive. Gabby Beckstrom with her 2nd home run on the season. Sorry, with her 7th home run on the season. And wow, they are just racking up the hits here as the Dons continue to drive the ball out of the park. And there's been 3 runs in already here in this inning as the 1-2 punch of Mallory Barber, who started things off back in the top of the first with back-to-back singles. And Mallory Barber and Beckstrom going back-to-back here. As this Dons team has some power. 65 home runs today coming in. By far and away the most in the state of Utah among all softball teams. And 67 now after those back-to-back jacks. And Jordan Bate, the senior right fielder at the plate now. She grounded into a fielder's choice to the shortstop her last time up. And 2 consecutive balls to Bate. As you can imagine, Nielsen, the pitcher, is a little bit rattled after giving up 2 gargantuan blasts to the last 2 hitters. (6-1) here in the bottom of the second inning. And that ball is a ground ball to the shortstop. Tossed over from Nielsen over to Camry Higgins, and that is the 2nd out of the inning here in the bottom of the second. Nice play by Nielsen, helping out her own cause. And there are 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs and nobody on base as the junior catcher Breeley Rudd takes a leadoff strike. Breeley popped out to the second baseman in her first plate appearance. On the year, Breeley is hitting a very impressive .597 as she takes ball 2 to bring the count to 2-1. .597 with 18 home runs and 46 RBIs. Easily the best hitter on this Don's team, and she rips one foul down the third base line, and Coach Don Andrews had to move quickly to get out of the way of that one, as that brings the count even at 2-2 on Brealey now. Three runs across for the Dons in the first inning, and three more across here in the bottom of the second. And a pitch is up and away, bringing the count full. Nice patient approach by Brealey here, and the first full count worked by a Dons hitter today. And that ball is popped up to right field, and the right fielder comes in and makes a nice play there. Kalia Riddle with the nice play out and right, as that is the third out here in the bottom of the second. And as we head to break, it is 6-1 Dons here after 2 on SF-17.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
And welcome back here in the top of the third inning now, as the Dons lead the Falcons 6-1. And an impressive showing by the Dons offense in that half inning, as an error led to a base runner, and then back-to-back home runs from Barber and Beckstrom really helped extend the Dons lead in this game, as they lead 6-1 now as we head to the top of the third inning. And the 8-9-1 hitters are coming up for the Dons this inning, as the junior center fielder Malia Vassie is the first one to step into the batter's box. And a fastball down the middle for strike one to Vassie. And a swing and a miss on the rise ball, as Brealey Young has really settled in after that first batter giving up the home run to Nielsen. It looked like it could be a rough day for her, and then Shayla Johnson came up and singled, but since then the Falcons have failed to record a hit, with the last 5 batters all recording outs, including one of them hitting into that double play to nix that single. And that pitch is lined over to third base in a great play by the third baseman Mallory Barber, who just showed off her bat launching that home run, and then a ball absolutely smashed at her at third base, but a beautiful play over there. And Mallory and Malia Vassie, who absolutely tattooed that ball, has got to feel a little bummed that she hit the ball so hard, but just a great play over there at third. And the 9-hitter now up for the Falcons. A leadoff strike to the third baseman, Mackenzie Whitehair. 1 out so far here in the bottom of the third, and Whitehair at the plate as she fouls that one back to bring the count to 0-2.
Batter now for Kingview is Mackenzie Whitehair, playing third base.
Whitehair is a freshman and the only underclassman starting on today's Falcons team, as she swings and misses on the changeup there to strike out for the second out of the inning here in the top of the third. And Brealey Young has really settled down, and her 5th strikeout today through 2 2/3 innings. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third, and the junior pitcher Jordan Nielsen at the plate now. Nielsen, the one real success story for the Falcons at the plate today, led off the game with a homer to right field, and since then the offense has been lacking. And she smashes that ball up the middle, and that is a base hit for Jordan Nielsen, and another great plate appearance by her. as Nielsen really seems to be locked in at the plate today. The second baseman, Shayla Johnson, at the plate now. She singled back in the first inning. The only other Falcons player other than Jordan Nielsen who just got a hit, who has a hit today. And she swings at the rise ball and grounds it over to third to Mallory Barber. She throws it over to first to Amanda Mitchell, and that will end the inning as the Dons get out of it with only one hit allowed. One runner left on base, one hit, and no runs come across to score as we head now to the bottom of the third, and the Dons lead 6-1. We would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for today's game. The Tony Basso Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, Mikkel Christiansen Wise Attorneys at Law, Two Jacks Pizza, and MVP Sports. We appreciate all of your contributions to our broadcasts, and as we head now to the bottom of the third inning, the Dons look to add more to their already impressive lead, up 6-1 here in the bottom of the third. And Breely Young really is dealing these last few innings as the Dons hitters have, as the Falcons hitters have really been kept at bay.
Lindsey Smith, the designated player.
And in the bottom of the third inning, the battery for the Dons will be the junior second baseman, Aislinn Sharp, then the junior designated player, Lindsey Smith, and the junior center fielder, McKay Condi. (6-1) as we head to the bottom of the third as Aislinn Sharp, the junior, sets the plate and quickly hits the fastball right back up the middle for a base hit. Her second base hit today, hitting a double in her first plate appearance. And Jordan Nielsen really is starting to get absolutely smashed around out there on the mound. And the designated player, Lindsey Smith, who tripled her last time up to right field, will get a second shot at her now. And that first pitch is swung on and smashed out to right field. Wasting no time are the Dons hitters today. Heading over to third base is Aislinn Sharp on that, and we will now have runners on the corners here with no outs. And we would like to take a moment to take another look at that one, as that ball is absolutely lined out there to right field. Good job out there by Claudia Riddle to field that ball, but really nothing that the Falcons right fielder could do on that one, and just another solid base hit for the Dons. At the plate now, the junior center fielder, McKay Condi, who lined out to second her first time up. And a steal of second by Lindsey Smith, as there are runners on second and third now with nobody out. And a first pitch swing and fouled back from the junior center fielder, McKay Condi. Condi is a .414 hitter on the year as she lines that single to right, and that will drive in another 2 runs for the Dons as they extend their lead to 8-1 as McKay Condi gets in on the offensive action. A 2 RBI single over there to right. As this Dons team is living up to every bit of their 22-1 record here in the first round of this 2018 state tournament. And that first pitch is swung on and smashed out to right by Amanda Mitchell. And Condi will move over to second base. And these Dons hitters are hitting the first or second pitch of almost every single at bat, it seems. And Jordan Nielsen's got nothing that seems like can fool these hitters, as the 9-hitter, Trinity Benson, the left fielder, steps up to the plate, and that gets by the catcher, Avery Allen, as both runners are able to move up, as Condi moves over to third and Amanda Mitchell moves over to second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. It is 8-1, the Dons lead. with that 2 RBI single off of the bat of Amanda Mitchell driving in too. Sorry, off the bat of McKay Condi driving in too, and then Amanda Mitchell with the single moving Condi over to second. A meeting out there on the mound now as they try to calm down Jordan Nielsen and just give her a breather from this Don's offensive onslaught. The Dons 22-1 on the year, as we mentioned a moment ago, and 19 straight wins. Definitely not a easy team to beat in any sense of the word in this 2018 season. And Trinity takes strike one. Trinity is the 9-hitter on this team, and she is hitting .417. Talk about that, a .417 hitter coming out of your 9-hole. For Coach Don Andrews, that's the dream, to have a girl hitting .417 out of the 9-hole, and she's got a good RBI opportunity here. And a strike catches the outside corner to bring the count to 1-2. And strike 3 looking to Trinity, and that is the first out of the inning here. A nice job by Jordan Nielsen, the Falcons pitcher, to bounce back and throw strikes and get a quick out here in the bottom of the third. Mallory Barber, the senior third baseman, at the plate now, and she is swinging that first pitch. Looks the runner back at third, throws it over to first, and that is 2 outs here in the inning. As a nice play by Nielsen as she throws it over to Camry Higgins at first. And there are 2 outs here now in the bottom of the third. Back-to-back outs with these runners being held at second and third, and Mallory Barber, who had a homer and a single, was retired for her first time today, as Gabby Beckstrom, the shortstop, now steps up to the plate and hits a high fly ball to center field. And a nice play out there by Malia Vassi as the runners are left on second and third, as 3 consecutive outs are made, but not before 2 more runs come across in the inning, as the Dons' offensive onslaught continues to show up. 3 in the first, 3 more in the second, and 2 in the bottom of the third, as the Dons lead 8-1 over the Falcons after 3 here on SF-17.
Wild Mustangs. They're supposed to be one of the most gentle creatures in nature.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these. That's why more people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
And welcome back on Spanish Fork 17. We are here in the top of the 4th inning as our Spanish Fork Lady Dons are taking on the Canyon View Falcons here on SF-17 Sports. A reminder that you can watch our games on YouTube on Spanish Fork 17 on our channel. We will have another game this afternoon starting at 2:30, so be sure to tune into that one as the second round of the Utah High School State Tournament will get underway. It's a double elimination tournament, and this is the first game as the Dons play the Falcons. And Breela Young, the Dons pitcher, is absolutely dealing out there as the Dons lead 8-1 here in the top of the 4th. The junior shortstop Taylor Bragger at the plate now for the Falcons as she takes strike 1. And a ball that is smashed foul there to bring the count to 0-2 on Bragger. Bragger was a real rally killer back in the top of the 1st after a home run and a single. She lined out to third for a double play that really ended the Falcons' hopes back in the top of the 1st. And she fouls off the 0-2 pitch to just stay alive as the Dons catcher Bailey Rudd was not able to hold on to that one. And the 0-2 pitch is smashed foul as the count stays at 0-2. The pitcher, Breela Young, on the game today has allowed 5 strikeouts to go along with 3 base hits. As she drops the changeup in on there and Kaylee Bragger swings through that for the first out of the inning and Young's 6th strikeout of today's game.
The first baseman, followed by number 2, Ashland Wheelwright.
And outside of the 1-2 hitters, the Falcons have had no luck at the plate today as the cleanup hitter now steps up. Camry Higgins, the junior first baseman for the Falcons, takes strike 1. And a pitch low and in the dirt there to Higgins is swung on to bring the count to 0-2. Higgins, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Fouls it back to just stay alive, and Breeley Young has done a great job of getting ahead of the Falcons hitters today, as it seems like nearly every hitter that comes to the plate is quickly in a 0-2 or 1-2 hole. And the fastball up is fouled back. As the count stays at 0-2. The 0-2 coming now to Camry Higgins, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. And that pitch is popped up and it will get out of play as Camry Higgins continues to work Breeley Young here and is having a nice plate appearance. After falling behind 0-2 early, able to fight off a couple of tough pitches. And that pitch is popped up down the left field line, and the shortstop is able to range over and make the play. Gabby Beckstrom with a nice ranging play over to her left into foul territory, and that is 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th inning.
Thanks to that, number 2, Ashland Wheelwright, the left fielder.
And after 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th inning, Ashland Wheelwright, the junior left fielder, will step up to the plate. As Wheelwright takes ball 1 up and away. Wheelwright, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Part of Brindley Young striking out the side. And that ball is singled up the middle as it just gets by Young, and that will be a base hit for Wheelwright. A 2-out base runner here for the Falcons as Caitlin Lacey, the designated player, steps up to the plate for the Falcons. 8-1 here in the bottom of the 4th here on SF17 Sports. And that ball is popped foul just over our heads, as that will bring the count to 0-1. Oh, 1 now with 2 outs coming to Lacey. As she swings and misses on the rise ball, as that's really been Breeley Young's go-to pitch today. Throwing that fastball up in the zone, a pitch that is a ball, but the Falcons have been unable to lay off it as that high fastball looks so good to the eyes. A pitch low and in the dirt, and a throw from the catcher Rudd down to the first baseman, Amanda Mitchell, as she attempts to play the tag, but Ashland Wheelwright is able to get back safely. As Lacey lays off the fastball there to bring the count to 1-2. That pitch, the fastball just low, brings the count even at, well, brings the count full at 3-2. And a nice hit out there to right field, but the catch is made by Jordan Bate, and that will end the inning here in the top of the 4th. 1 run No, so 0 runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base for the Falcons, but no runs come across as the Dons hold on to their 8-1 lead now as we head now to the bottom of the 4th. We would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Tony Basso Auto Group, Dickerson Automotive, Lance Wilson State Farm, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Christiansen Wise, attorneys at law, MVP Sports, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Well, it's been all Dons in this one so far here at Don Andrews Field, home of the Lady Dons here in Spanish Fork in this first round game of the 2018 Utah High School Softball State Tournament. And these two teams met earlier in this year, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, winning 11-3. The Dons all over the Falcons in that one, and it is 8-1 here as we head to the bottom of the 4th. And we have a new pitcher out there for Canyon View now. It is Brianna Hancock who will be taking over the pitching duties for the Falcons. Brianna, a sophomore for the Falcons this season, and definitely not the ace on this team, but the Dons already scored 8 runs on the ace, so they decided that it's time to try a different arm out there, and Brianna will get the pitching duties now for the Falcons.
Now pitching for Canyon View is number 19, Brianne Hancock.
And leading off for the Dons here in the bottom of the 4th is the right fielder, Jordan Bate. Bate hit into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning and grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. One of 3 hitters on this Dons team that has yet to record a hit so far today, as Jordan will look to get her first base hit today. And the senior right fielder is waiting as they are marking the pitching change as the sophomore pitcher, Brianne Hancock, gets ready to step onto the mound. Jordan Bate, the hitter at the plate, has the highest batting average on this Dons team, which is definitely hard to do, hitting .649 over 23 games with 17 homers. And somehow 17 homers is not good for a team lead, as Brelia Rudd has 18 so far this year. As that ball is smashed up the middle for a base hit, and the Dons keep the offense clicking. And that is Bates' first hit today. As the junior, Brelia Rudd, the catcher, steps up to the plate. Also 0 for 2 on the day, but her partner in crime when it comes to power, as she has 18 homers on the year, too. Bates 17. They strike to Rudd. A pitch low and in the dirt to bring the count to 2-1. And that pitch gets by the catcher, Avery Allen, as Jordan Bate is able to move over to second here. Runner on second now with nobody out, and Brelia Rudd at the plate with a favorable hitter's count at 3-1. And that ball is ripped foul down the left field line to bring the count even. And when the Dons haven't hit the ball fair, they've been hitting a hard foul as well, but you hit it hard enough times, it's gonna land fair pretty often. Pitch fouled off to the left side over into the Falcons dugout to keep the count full. Rudd popped up to second in the first, flied out to right in the second. Looking for her first hit today. And Rudd mashes that ball out to left. And see you later. That is a 2-run homer for the Dons as they extend their lead to 10-1 over the Falcons in absolutely dominating fashion, as Rudd with a team-leading 19th homer of the year now. And this Dons team has a lot of power, 68 home runs on the year now. 3rd homer for the day, as homers from Mallory Barber, Gabby Beckstrom, and Breely Rudd have helped open this one up. And a single up the middle there for Aislinn Sharp, as Aislinn gets her 3rd hit today. 2 singles to go along with the double. A lot of hits for everyone on this Dons team today, as Lindsey Smith, the designated player, now steps up to the plate. The junior has a triple and single so far, as she swings on that first pitch and pops it foul down the right field line out of play. Little wind kicking up here now. And that pitch is grounded in between the first and second baseman, as Lindsey Smith picks up her 3rd hit today, and Aislinn Sharp moves over to 3rd.
Lindsey gets a single through the infield, moving the base runner to 3rd base.
And McKay Condi, the junior center fielder, steps up to the plate now. Condi singled back in the 3rd inning and is 1 for 2 on the day.
Mitchell, number 6.
10-1 the Dons lead here now in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs coming across in the inning on a Breely Rudd 2-run homer, her 19th of the year to lead this Dons team. As a leadoff strike is dealt to McKay Condi. Sorry, a leadoff ball to McKay Condi there. And another ball brings the count to 2-0. And that ball is fouled back to bring the count to 2-1. Condi, the junior, is batting .414 on the year with 4 homers and 19 RBIs and 17 runs scored. Pretty middle of the road for this Dons team, even with those numbers being so impressive. And a ground ball over to second as it rolls through the second baseman's leg, Shayla Johnson, and that will be an error over there. A little bit of a tough break for this Falcons team, who is desperately in need of outs, as another run will come in to score. Lindsey Smith will move over to 3rd. And runners on the corners now with nobody out, as Condi is on 1st and Lindsey Smith is on 3rd. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning, as 3 runs are already across, and the Dons now lead 11-1. A ball low and in the dirt to the 8-hitter, the junior first baseman, Amanda Mitchell. And that is a ground ball over to short, and the runner will be safe, and another run will come across to score. And Amanda with the base hit there, as the Dons now lead 12-1. And just an absolute offensive powerhouse being shown by the Dons here, as that is their 4th run already across this inning. They'll drive the ball over the fence, they'll hit base hits up the middle, they'll do a little of everything, and that error by the Falcons also a killer, as there are still no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 runs across as the Dons lead the Canyon View Falcons 12-1. The 9-hitter, the left fielder Trinity Benson, now at the plate. Trinity, the only player on this Dons team without a hit today. She hits a grounder over to short, and the play is made at 3rd base. A nice play over there by the shortstop, Haley Bragger, to get the first out of the inning here for the Falcons. A much-needed out, to say the least. And back to the top of the lineup as that ball is crushed out there to center field off the wall, off the bat of Mallory Barber. And another run will come in to score. Mallory Barber will stop at first. And Trinity Benson will move over to third base. A long base hit. 5 runs already in the inning. Trinity Benson over on third, Mallory Barber on first, and that hit is a single up the middle off the bat of Gabby Beckstrom. Misplayed a little out there in center field, and that will allow Barber to move over to third, as we have first and third now, and another run coming across to score as Trinity Benson comes in to score on that single off the bat of Gabby Beckstrom, and that is 9 hitters already up so far this inning for this Dons lineup. And a strike to the senior right fielder, Jordan Bate, who already singled to lead off this 4th inning. And Bate smashes one out to right, and it is caught. The girl on third, Mallory Barber, did not tag up on the play, so the score will stay at 13-1 here, as there are 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch low and in the dirt to Breely Rudd. Rudd with the homer in this inning earlier on in what has been an absolutely brutal inning for this Falcons team. As that pitch is a strike to bring the count to 1-1. And a pitch low and in the dirt brings the count to 2-2. And what an inning it's been so far for this Dons team. As that pitch is low, and that will allow Beckstrom to move over to second base. Beckstrom on second, Barber at third. And that ball is absolutely tattooed, and that ball is gone. 3-run homer for Breely Rudd, her 2nd home run of the inning, and her 20th home run of the year, as 3 more runs will come across for the Dons, as they now lead 16-1. An absolutely brutal onslaught of power by this Dons offense, as they just continue to put up run after run in what has already been a very impressive inning. (16-1) now for the Dons, already having pushed across 8 runs so far this inning.
Batting number 14, Aislinn Sharp, followed by number 13, Lindsey Smith.
Aislinn Sharp smashes one out to center field, and that ball is gone as well. Aislinn 4 for 4 on the day with 2 singles, a double, and now adding a home run. And it seems like every time you look up, the ball is again sailing over the fence, as this Dons offense continues to just show how impressive they are. We're going to take another look at that one, as that ball is absolutely mashed over the center field fence. Aislinn Sharp with her 6th homer on the season. And this Dons team has so much power. And that will end the inning, as it is 17-1 now here. And it looks like that will be the game. The Falcons head coach has gone and talked over to the Dons coach and forfeited this one, as this one will end after 4 innings. Traditionally, 10-run rule after 5, but the Falcons are having none of this. 17-1 after 4 innings as the Dons offense continue to just hit the ball over the fence, and a 17-1 win for the Spanish Fork Dons over the Canyon View Falcons in the first round of the Utah High School State Tournament. We'll be back with post-game in a minute here on SF17.
Hi, welcome to 2Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Come to Dickerson Automotive for all your car repair and maintenance needs. Now is a great time to make sure your car is ready for these cold winter months. We take the time to get to know you and your car to give you peace of mind. Dickerson Automotive, located way north on Main and Spanish Fork.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Wild Mustangs. They're supposed to be one of the most gentle creatures in nature.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these. That's why more people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen & Wise.